I'm live, apparently. Let's see how everything's going. See, finally got the capability to go live on my mobile app, and coming some ideas. But I got some back information to catch people up on about this channel. Let's see here, just to make sure everything's working fine here. Well, it looks like the lighting's fine. Yeah, live, 30 seconds, cool. I guess that's it. I just don't know how the audio is. Hopefully the audio is fine. So basically we'll allow this to go live for a few minutes while it populates YouTube, and give it about a minute or so. So anyway, if this is going live, I'm archiving it on the channel anyway. So, basically, my name's Eric Thoreau. I'm the host and basically creator of Simply Made Cocktails. Now, what I had my intentions were for the channel, we have let me get this up to date. We are 124 videos in. I believe it's 124 videos into the channel. So either myself or soon into the launching of the channel, my co-host Tom Jones have done around 124 videos. He's done a little bit less because he came into my channel. I invited him in, and it just worked out. Everything worked out. I gotta look at the camera. So basically, that's where it sits. 124 videos in. And we sort of broke off twice, or it's my channel, and I had to break off, and I want to come back. And now that I have this capability to go live on YouTube, allows for me to be a little more interactive with the viewers, with our friends here on our channel. And we want to first thank everybody who has subscribed and has watched, has commented, has interacted with us over on the channel platform. This is a new way we could do it. I know that we do have the capability of going live on our Facebook page, on our Twitter account, or via Periscope, which is interactive now that Twitter owns Periscope. And then what else? Instagram does live. With the Instagram, we're reluctant to do it on there, for the main part that, one, they don't allow us to do the video in the correct aspect ratio, which is like what you see here, which is 16 by 9. They do it 9 by 16. Okay, so because it's meant more for mobile applications than it is for true video editing capabilities. And same with Periscope. I've tried recording a live session on Periscope on one of my other channels, and I did it through my phone like I am now, and I turned the phone horizontal like you see it now, and it didn't. And then when I went to upload it on YouTube and also with like Vimeo or whatever, the aspect ratio did not change. So that does not work with Twitter or Periscope. It may have changed since I've done it, and then they maybe have fixed it. Hopefully they have, because this is the correct aspect ratio to be recording video. If you just imagine like your computer monitors or your TVs at home, they're rectangular horizontally, they're not rectangular vertically. You watch TV horizontally, not vertically. So with that said, now that we have this capability on YouTube, I will be pressing this video and going more live here on the YouTube channel, and I'm going to be relaunching Simply Made Cocktails, but not to the same way as it was done. Like I could say like a stationary studio kind of, or set kind of configuration, where Tom and I were behind a portable bar that we had in my studio, or actually it was in my living room, and then I just brought it up from when we did our recordings. And then I had a banner behind me that of course had the Simply Made Cocktails logo along with the website address, which is simplymadecocktails.com. So basic, and then we had a HD camera, a 1080p HD camera that we set on a tripod, and then we connected the microphone input capability of it into a boom microphone, so that way we get better audio quality. I know we experimented with a couple of different mics. We experimented with a couple, even with some wireless lavalier mics. Like I'm wearing a lav right now, but this is wired directly into my phone, so hopefully the audio is okay, is crisp, is clear, and is not too loud. So I don't have an audio VU meter here on the live thing because it's just mainly video. So that's a little bit of the back history of what we were doing when we had this set. Now, when we launched the channel, it's more recognized to be doing more of like the generic cocktails, and we even did shooters and all that stuff. So we did that, as a way to introduce ourselves, and then also to use that to grow ourselves. For myself, I am still in the process, even though I haven't been recording or even active much on social media, I am still in the process of bettering the business side of things, the business end of things of Simply Made Cocktails. Actually, I've shared this on social media not too long ago. It's one of my more recent posts. Is there's this company in New York City. It's called Bar Virgin Incorporated. I went online through, I think it was not like Groupon, but the other one. But they had a special sale on a course that I took about basic bartending, ingredients, and all that stuff. And Bar Virgin Incorporated, so I took it. It took me a while. I procrastinated on it, but I eventually did finish it. Putting my foot down, and this is one of the things I'm doing behind the scenes to better myself with the cocktail industry. I've built communication with a lot of different vendors out there that have, during our doing our stationary set, with vendors, and PR companies and brands sending us a few demos here and there, product samplers to test out and to give them their exposure and to help promote their brand. That's the whole reason why a company or a PR company would reach out to you and try to give exposure to their brand, a product that may not reach a certain demographic or may not, it's also a way to get free exposure. In turn, we get free exposure for our channel and what we do and what I like to live. I like to create craft cocktails. So that's where I was sort of, when I broke off the first time from doing the set, and then Tom and I sort of continued after a little while, and we did it from my backyard with a different camera. I actually used this camera to record it. Unfortunately, this camera does not have an external audio input, so we only have to deal with the internal microphone, but it does give us a monitor so we can watch ourselves. And it's high quality. We did 1080p, 60 frames per second, just like the camera that we had that was recorded in my living room. I think we even did a few episodes here in my office here when we first started out, and then it just got too big because we then invested in some lighting, to better lighting, and it was just too big for this office to do a 3-point lighting system, so we had to move out to my living room, which is a little bit more spacious, but the acoustics wasn't as great. Anyways, so that's back history and everything. And to continue with this Bar Virgin, basically what it is this is to certify that myself, Eric Thoreau, is a qualified mixologist, having completed the course of study and passed the required test in mixology, liquors, alcohol awareness, and customer service, and is entitled to receive this certificate. In testimony whereof, we have awarded this certificate on the 5th day of March 2017, attested by the instructor, and he signed it, and I could tell right now looking at it, it is a personalized signed by the instructor there, even though it was an online instruction through their mobile app. So this is the first step. So that's that. They basically had it two ways, to where you could download and get like a PDF immediately through the app, so that way you had an immediate record. That's how I got the image, or I think it was a JPEG or whatever. That guy. Whoa. Let me back this up. Okay. JPEG. So that's what it started out, and that's how I was able to push that. But I also wanted something more. If I knew I'm going to actually put that in a frame, and eventually it would become like the backdrop part of the set once I get developed, and I am actually in the process of trying to move here, but it's a whole long story, and that's why I'm going to be here, and I'm trying to be transparent, but I'm taking it step by step. Next thing I could say is that now that we were down, now that I was down, I could say it's more me, because Tom has always been ready to. He had his little scheduling conflicts, but that's on him. That's his personal thing. He actually just launched a new video on his channel, Barrier Barfly, which we help each other out. And he did a sit-down conversation with the brewmaster, the owner of Armstrong Brewery up in South San Francisco. So you just go to Bay Area Barfly on the YouTubes here on the YouTubes. I gotta get used to this because I'm live on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. And also, what else I had to say? Okay, so that's with him. As far as for having him back on, my initial plans now that I'm able to go live, when we talked about my plans now that we're able to go live, or I'm able to go live with my phone here on YouTube through the mobile app, I am basically, I'm saying a lot. I gotta get back to, stop saying that. That's a bad habit. Basically, I plan to use this mobile capability to go live on the channel and to bring content back to the channel and to bring life back to our social media accounts. So for the YouTube channel, if you happen to watch this in archive and you're not subscribed to our channel, there's two ways. Of course, you could go to the YouTube URL way, which is youtube.com/simplymadecocktails, and that's it. Or just in your web browser or in mobile web browser, whatever way, go to simplymadecocktails.tv, and that'll take you to the YouTube channel. It's a little bit shorter way. So that's one way. Our website is simplymadecocktails.com. That'll bring you to our website, and from there, it's like a WordPress blog. And from there, let me see if I could bring that up here on my computer. I'm actually in front of my computer right now. Simplymadecocktails.com. Of course, since we've been on I've been on a year hiatus. It's loading up right now. I've been on a year hiatus, so of course the website is not as up to date. Before I really come on and start doing it, the last posting was May 14th of 2016, so basically almost a year and a half ago. One of the new features I did put on there, because I am planning to relaunch this, and it happens to work well and coincide with the capabilities of now me going live on. Oops, hit the mic. Go live on YouTube, is that we have our mailing list now, or a more professional mailing list feature. So let me go ahead and flip this camera around. Okay, so you can see right there, that's simplymadecocktails.com, and that's the mailing list that pops up. So you could just put your email address in the mailing list, and I'm still developing the content on how to outline this. But here's the website. So you basically have information about me and the company. You got a calendar, which is basically our Google Calendar, and when we'll be posting new recipes or going to events around the area. I'm from San Jose, so I'm trying to work with a lot of the local distillers and craft restaurants. Restaurants are starting to come up big time here, and they're starting to realize that craft cocktail is the way to go. And there's a couple of speakeasies. And here's the link to our Instagram pictures. So basically, as I post a picture on Instagram, it gets posted on here. Here's an online shop. I do have some product on the online shop to help another friend from Common Man Cocktails out. Yeah. So we do have some ebooks that are rather inexpensive, $10.29. They're normally $14.99 or $14.29, something like that. So I have 2 ebooks. I need to add a couple more ebooks here. But yeah, they're on sale. One is the Explorations of Rum, 4 bottles of rum, and then Light Rum, Volume 1, carrots, ginger, and cream. So basically, these are just ebooks that you can download. They have very high quality graphics and instruction on recipes that you can use. So, and then we have cocktail books that you could do through our affiliation with Amazon. And then, of course, with Awesome Drinks, which is owned by Derek Schomer of Common Man Cocktails. I'm affiliated there. And this is basically your one-stop drop as soon as it loads up, because I'm live on the network too. So this is your one-stop drop for all your basically barware that you need, accessories minus the alcohol. So you can shop right there, and that helps. Not only supports Derek over at Common Man Cocktails, but it also helps us too, because like I said, disclosure, I am an affiliate, and I do get a small percentage of sales that go through my website. And then here's a glossary terms of certain specifics, spirit classifications, and there's some more depth I need to work on the glossary. And then I'm working on different brand portfolios, different brands, and then what I plan on doing on each page. Like, let's me hit on Diageo. I don't know if it's coming soon. So basically, what I will be doing is having a list of the brands that they carry, each portfolio has underneath their umbrella. Let me get back to me now. Okay. So that's basically the website, simplymakecocktails.com. So there's ways you could support us as we try to relaunch. And there's the purchasing the ebooks online. We get a very small percentage of that. The cocktail books through our affiliation with Amazon. Any barware or glassware that you've seen on the show, we've used it, and it's on Awesome Drinks, so you can buy it directly from us. And then we also have a Patreon account. So any of that would be greatly appreciative. Now, let me get to the backstory of why I was off, and I had to sort of suspend the activity of developing new content for the channel. And that's because, to be transparent, I was laid off. I had work. I can't do this without, because it's cost. Alcohol is expensive no matter what state you're in, and the different costs of living and all that stuff, and sales. It's expensive to do and upkeep. So with the fact that I left work, my job at a major company, or a major, county company here, county agency here, I was working for almost 9 years. They laid me off. I had to basically be wise and do my priorities and get that going. I am still looking, because it's tough to get a job here in Silicon Valley, especially the job I had beforehand. So with that said, moving forward now, almost a year and 3 months of being unemployed, and the fact that I found out last night that I'm able to go live here on YouTube is great. It helps me bring back the channel, but in a different way. My structure for the channel before we suspended was basically to do 3 episodes per week. So Tom and I would meet basically roughly on a Saturday afternoon, and we would record 6 episodes. The format was Mondays we would do product reviews, Wednesdays we would do cocktails, and then Fridays normally was shooters. But then at late, I want to graduate and educate people more on the craft, and on the spirit. So basically, what I'll do is we try doing more of the product review still on Mondays, and then on Tuesday, the cocktails weren't more, how would you say, more like college or collegiate stuff, kind of barware that you would see at the mass chains, restaurants, and those type of cocktails. There'll be more. We're trying to introduce more craft style cocktails, like pre-prohibition cocktails, and speakeasy style cocktails. That's kind of to introduce your palate to something new that you're not aware of out there, and then we can start growing the education on that. And that in turn brings me to the Friday episode. I'm done doing the Friday night shooter stuff. No more shots will be done. Basically, Fridays will be more for the education series. Like I said, I'm in the process of educating myself, trying to get degrees, certificates. So that will be on hold a little bit. Everything's be on hold. But with the launch of this new app, and my capability of going live on it, I plan to utilize it a lot more and bringing back some content. For what I can start off with was, I still have a lot of spirit brands that I've collected over times. I brought some back off of storage, and some of it possibly went bad, so I might have to regain myself and rebuild myself up again to get some spirits. But Mondays, I'm basically only going to do 2 episodes, possibly 3. My initial thing is Mondays, I want to do reviews. I'll go live here and do product reviews, and everything's going to be live on YouTube. It's not going to be pre-recorded. And with that said, whether I have Tom here with me or not, that's still yet to be determined, because it is going to be live, and this is my channel. It'll be more suited for my channel and for my schedule when I'm able to just pop up and do something live. I guess just for example, this is not a sponsor, but I have a drink I'm drinking right here with me, and it's actually G Fuel. Not, like I said, not a sponsor, and of course they're not alcohol, but G Fuel is what I'm drinking right now. So I would pop up live like the way I just did right now to announce this launching, and then I say, oh, here's G Fuel and blah blah blah, and this is how it is, this is how it tastes, this is how you make it, or whatever, and this is the brand and where they're from, and a little bit of their history, and like they're part of a certain portfolio, like say Diageo or Proximal Spirits or whatever, and then I'll give it a little sample, and it has this nuance, this kind of flavor, this little potent, and it's 90 proof or whatever. So that's what I'll do with the Mondays. On Mondays, I'll come up live and do a product review. I'll go out and grab a bottle. I may have done the product review beforehand, but with those live, this is more of an interactive, and I'm basically relaunching the channel again, and I feel like I'm relaunching it from scratch. Even though I do appreciate the 200 and so subscribers that are still subscribed to the channel. I don't think I lost, in the time I have lost too many subscribers, but that's okay. It gives me to relaunch this channel in a new way and more interactive to get you involved in the conversation. Now, depending where I am in the video and how I'm talking, I may not always see you. And then also I've heard that the chat thread on YouTube can go by pretty fast, so I may not get to everybody. But that's also why I'll archive this live video, and that way it'll be available on the channel for playback. And if you had questions during the live stream that I was not able to get to and answer, you can always leave the question over on the comments underneath the video, and I'll try to get to within a reasonable time. So like I said, this is just the relaunch of the channel, and I'm so happy, so happy to have this capability on YouTube, to go live. It just makes it easier to bring this channel back. I still have, my Simply Made Cocktail shirts. This is one of the other one. The other one's in the laundry, about to get washed tomorrow. So, like I said, so that's the number one day. Mondays are gonna be the product reviews. We may even do bar and glassware review or whatever, just show you how to properly use different bar techniques or barware. Let's see here. Another episode we could do is the cocktail, like with Cocktail Wednesdays. I think that's done for a while. That's still on hold, because that's a little bit more difficult to do in a live chat setting, because you're in the process of trying to make the cocktail, and depending on the recipe or the ingredients in that cocktail, you're not going to be able to be able to make a drink and focus on any chat that's going on the live stream. Plus, I'm doing everything through my phone, so the camera angle and be way back here and have a small monitor, it won't work out. So I could be more like here on my desk, and I could bring a product in and do the review. And then as far as for other plans, I have plans to go to local establishments and feature their homemade number one recipe and their craft cocktails that they have, do a history behind their companies, like a certain bar. Like I have already done an interview with Cash Buren. He's the proprietary owner of Haberdasher in downtown San Jose, which is a speakeasy style bar, and it used to be called Single Barrel. So like you said, bars need to reinvent themselves every so often to keep the freshness going and keep the clientele there. Otherwise it could get stale and stagnant. So that's the reason why some bars close for a while. It's not that they lost money or lost business. A lot of times it can be, but it's mainly because just try to keep things fresh and keep things going. Just like your cocktail, you want to keep it fresh, and tasty. So that's what I'll do on a second episode. A third episode would probably be like the education stuff. I could launch some of the education, go over common terminology, go over histories of certain spirits, comparisons of different flights. Like I could have a couple bourbons, and then I could compare, or just have like a bourbon compared to a rye, and do the difference and nuances. And I look to possibly even have an old friend of mine, that old neighborhood friend of mine growing up. I've noticed that he was also starting to get into craft cocktails, and he has basically the same viewpoint as me as developing craft cocktails and the fresh ingredients that are used in it, and that more establishments need to be aware of it and utilize it instead of doing mass productions. If you go to a bar that has a pre-made cocktail in like a jug, that's not a good place to go for a craft cocktail. Most likely, the bartenders there are not trained adequately. All there are trained for those kind of places are probably for just speed. But even with accuracy of pour, no, I wouldn't go for them for a cocktail. And the balanced cocktails of the 2:1 ratio to create, two part, like it was 2 ounces spirit, 1 ounce sour, 1 ounce sweet, will balance your cocktail, make it truly a balanced cocktail. Don't go to those kind of establishments because they don't have a clue what they're doing, really, and they're not meant for that kind of clientele. So with that said, I guess that's just a brief welcome back. I know I've actually chatted on for almost 30 minutes. Well, way to come back. So simply, let me just revenge. I'm coming back. Eric Thoreau, Simply Made Cocktails. We're coming back to you, but in a different style, more interactive with this new capability of doing live stream on the YouTube mobile app. That's about it. I will be possibly having guests. There's a couple pieces of equipment I need to get for the mobile capability of doing the guests, and then I don't know. I'm not sure when I'm going to officially, start doing that. It might be this week, it might be next week. But like I said, if I have guests, I have to plan ahead and work with their schedules and coincide. And we will give you a head up on our social media platforms that we are going to be going live on said date and time. So that way you can make plans on your end to be able to catch us live on YouTube. And that's it. So simplymadecocktails.com is the website. Simplymadecocktails.tv is the YouTube. Please subscribe. If you're watching the playback of this video, please give it a thumbs up and like it. Comment below if you have any questions. Please keep the positivity going. And please, let's keep it a positive community here. So with that said, you can also follow us on the social media handles. We're on Instagram, Simply Made Cocktails. Twitter is Simply Made Cocktails, but it's spelled differently. I'll have all the links to our socials down below in the description of this video. And then we're on, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Google+, and I believe we're on Tumblr, and we're on Vimeo. And then I'm also going to be possibly, when we do this live, strip the audio from this and then put it on a podcast. So we have another platform, and that will be on Spreaker, and then I'll simulcast it from Spreaker to the other platforms like SoundCloud, on Google Play Music, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, Apple Podcasts. It's not called iTunes anymore. Apple does now. Apple Podcasts. So with that said, I want to thank you for taking this time on watching, and we'll take it easy, and I'll see you soon live on YouTube with Simply Made Cocktails.